on the internet, and I got Peyton Manning forehead. What's up, internet? It's Thursday, and I'm on the internet. Internet. Ryan S. First one to the live chat. Smooth. So smooth. Flawless. I got Peyton Manning forehead like a mother. You think I was in the Super Bowl or something? I wasn't. Sorry, I got a bad itch on my back. What is that? Hey, what's going on? I hope everybody out there is having a happy Thursday. The heat wave here in Tacoma has officially ended, so summer must be over. Because it is 60 degrees and raining again. So it seems like summer's over. Although I will say it was nice to work today in the... what's going on with my mic? Is the audio weird again? I guess maybe we're having a problem with the audio again. Dude. Echo. Audio preview? None. System sound? None. Microphone? Yes. Hold on a second. Why? That should be off. I don't know why that was on. Audio input built in, none. There we go. Well, I don't know. I don't know why we have echo. Why do we have echo? What's going on? Well, we may be nearing the end of me and using. Turn your YouTube sound off. Yeah, it's not on. It shouldn't be on. No, it's not on. It's off. All right, hold on a second here. We click through the settings and find out what's going on. Although I guess, dude. There we go. Now it's fixed. What is up with that? I don't know. We might be nearing the end of me using XSplit as my encoder. I'm going to have to figure out a new encoder that is reasonably priced. Some dirtbags out there want $500, which is crazy. So we might end up going with OBS, which is free. I don't know. We'll see what happens. See what happens in here in the short future. It was crashing a whole bunch, so we'll see if we can even get through the broadcast here. If we do drop out, I'll come back. Thanks, Jamie, Nisi, and everybody for coming out tonight. Like I was trying to say, it's a glorious Thursday. Apparently summer is over in Tacoma, Washington here. It's dropped down to 60 degrees and raining again. So, but as I was trying to say with the wicked echo, that it's nice to have a day out there working where it wasn't super hot after a bunch of hot days. The weather around here is definitely becoming more and more scatterbrained, if you know what I'm saying. I got some work done on the 240 tonight, and we got some video for that. Maybe if that'll work correctly, we'll see if we can go through the video here in a little while. I like to get the business part out of the way at the beginning. Is that smart? I think that's smart. 2 ways to support the channel. You can super chat down there. Any kind of donations you'd like to give up. If you like to, they are much appreciated, and they go back into probably buying some new encoding software at this point. Like I said, we might try to do OBS and see how that works, if that's going to encode properly or not. We'll see. I've had mixed results with that one too. So hopefully we'll sort it out. Maybe one of these days I'm going to go up to Corey's place up in Edmonds and look through his setup and see what he's got going on there that I might be missing. I might be missing something. Or maybe I just need to go hog-tie a super nerd and bring him back here. Keep him in the basement for whenever this stuff goes awry. Maybe I'll put a call out Maybe I'll put a call out on Facebook. Oh, but I digress. You can super chat if you like. The other way to support the channel would be to go to darkstararts.com. That's all one word, darkstararts.com. All four-letter words. The .com's like a four-letter word, right? You can go there, click through the Amazon banner, and go buy toothpicks and toilet paper or just computer parts or car parts, flowers. You can go there, buy whatever you want. It just says that we sent you. We sent the traffic over there, and they kick us back something. I don't know. It's basically next to nothing, but it helps cover my shipping on salt, reef salt and things like that. So I typically order through Amazon. But anyhow, those are the two ways to support the channel if that's what you like. And tonight, what are our topics tonight? Our topics tonight is chocolate milk. My ongoing supply of 240 gallons of chocolate milk. It's not 240 gallons of pudding. Sorry, Lavon. But the scaping is coming along. Finally starting to add some plants, but I'm going to have to add some plants tomorrow because we've got to get the water to clear up again before I go planting them and shooting a video. So they're kind of just holding in the sump right now. A bunch of those were donated by Crispy Aquascape. Wherever Crispy Aquascapes is, sub that channel and do all that. What happened to Minnesota? I don't know. Carson, what's up, man? Where's my buckets and wheels? I'm just going to keep saying it every time I see Carson. And my hair's not crazy enough? Well, it's kind of having a down day today. It's feeling kind of greasy. Kind of feel like it feels like I maybe have put some pompadour in it, but I think I got a little extra sawdust in it today or something. I was putting in a tongue and groove ceiling across this big room and pocketing in the what do you call that? Recessed lighting. The ladies love recessed lighting, you know what I'm saying? Ladies love that feature. I have to say I like that feature too. It's quite aesthetically pleasing to just flick a switch and the room be perfectly illuminated. Oh, it's delightful. And the LED cans these days, really nice. And pretty affordable if you can shop through the bargain bins at the old bargain bin stores, if you know what I'm talking about. Fairly affordable. Totally awesome upgrade to anybody's house. Let me know if you want recessed lighting in your house. And I'll come over with a hammer and cut holes in your roof. But yeah, so maybe I got like a little tongue and groove thing going on here. Maybe this is the groove and this is the tongue. Those of you that were watching the channel have no idea what tongue and groove wood is. You can either Google search it or I'll give you a quick hand display. One side of the board is like this. One side of the board is like that. One is the tongue. One is the groove. They fit together, and then you nail them in, and you never see the nails. You'd see it like on the ceiling of a sauna or something like that. But that's what I'm doing, was doing today, and that's what was happening. Didn't electrocute myself, but I got really close to not electrocuting myself, if you know what I'm saying. Just a little due diligence. Draw things out on a piece of paper. Speaking of that, my overflow on the 240, or speaking of writing out things on a piece of paper, the overflow on the 240 is a little bit noisy at this point, so I'm going to have to quiet that down, which I was kind of brainstorming what I had done with the setup, how it is now, and that extra 45, little 45 turn I have in there is what's causing that. I went through and looked through some of my old diagrams, my old plumbing diagrams when I was getting good at plumbing. I like to write that stuff down. Went through and looked at some of my old notes, and I realized that that is going to be my main issue. So luckily that's a pretty quick fix and doesn't need to be done right away. It's just a little bit noisy in there, so it's not a big deal. Although I'm going to be building the case around it, I don't know if the case is going to be keeping it quiet enough. So I'll probably just end up fixing that little overflow so it's a little quieter in there. Yeah, so that's a minor thing. And then the other side of it was I forgot to change the filter floss the other morning when I was loading out all my tools, and I was going to change. The filter floss, but then I forgot. I had spaced it. So my chocolate milk is continuing on a little bit longer, but we'll go over some of that stuff, and as I have some of the video here of changing it. So it's going along. It's coming along really well. Honestly, in the space, the room that it's in, I don't have a heater in it yet. And it's actually, so the room temp is 62, and it's holding at 62, which is odd. That is not a typical thing that I see out of a fish tank that's just sitting in a room like that. So we'll see what's going on. Something is heating up the water a little bit. I think it has to do with the pump. So I'm going to double check and make sure that the pump's not overheating or anything like that. Cleared out the dust guard, so maybe that has something to do with it. But I'm going to throw a heater in there probably tomorrow after I see what the temperature is like, because I'd cleaned like I said, I cleaned the dust guard. Oh, the chat is going wild. What's going on in here? If I fart in a 240, does it stick to the glass like beneficial bacteria? Yeah, of course. I mean, KG cichlids, of course, if you fart in your fish tank, it's beneficial bacteria, right? I mean, people pay for that stuff. They get the butt transplant thing now for people with, what is that, IG, what is it? IG problems. Intergastronal butt problems. Have you seen that? Can't think of what the word is. Gastro. Oh, I made the dog sad. Hear that? I made the dog sad. Oh, Beanie Browns. Don't worry about butt stuff. I won't fart on you or nothing. Oh, the dog started whining because I was talking about butt farts and stuff. You got to watch out. Sometimes the dog freaks out. Bjorn to keep fish. Oh, Bjorn to keep fish. I get it. I get jokes. Your notification never works. I'm sorry. If you are watching this later or you're watching this now, whatever, go to my main YouTube page. For whatever reason, the notifications will turn off periodically. YouTube just does that for whatever stupid algorithm reason. And make sure that it's turned on. Click it back on or resubscribe or whatever. So that may or may not be the problem, but Dwayne has showed up also. What's up, dude? Nisi, well, peeps who are late to the party, I did share it on the live stream Facebook group. Oh, cool. Right on. Thank you. Hey, I really appreciate that. I really do. If people share this out, that's kind of the whole... I don't promote this thing. I mean, I occasionally post on Facebook or something once in a blue moon, but I honestly don't promote this, mainly because I don't know why. I guess I just like the organic growth is kind of the thing. I like organic growth, I guess, more than just ads or whatever. I don't know. But I do appreciate you guys sharing it out because you're actually like, hey, this is a thing I like, but, cool. I dig that. Awesome. But I don't know. I'm just getting all weird now. Ruru2M, you're fashionably late. Of course. I mean, nobody really wants to show up for the first 5 minutes while the microphone is echoing, and I'm trying to figure out why XSplit sucks. And then I got to do the hey, check out my website or donate to the channel if you can thing. I mean, nobody likes that part. Everybody likes to show up for the part where to fart into a fish tank, and it makes me. Man, that's the laughing part. Right? KG Cichlids, if I recall, KG Cichlids has a new tank, I think. I'm not 100% sure. Speaking of new tanks, I'm going to be going to go look at Long Woo's tank setup this Sunday. And no, I won't be taking my camera with me. I might be taking my camera with me at later junctions when we figure out what we're doing. I never like to show up and just stick a camera in anybody's face. I mean, hell, I don't even like sticking camera in people's faces that want me to do it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm going to be going over to Long's place. If he shows up tonight at some point in time, he might show up into the chat or not. I'm going to be going over to his place, check out his new tank that he's got, and see what's going on. He's got a 180-gallon tank. We're going to take a look and see what we can do and get that thing rocking and rolling for sure. So looking forward to that. I always love meeting new people and checking out people's setups and stuff, so that's going to be fun for sure. The first 30 seconds, I try to get my intros being going good, and I tried to upload one actually to XSplit that I could just play. But the XSplit's having all sorts of problems. As you guys know, I've been having ongoing issues with this stupid computer. And if it wasn't such an awesome computer, I would have thrown it out the window long ago. But I built this computer, and it is a badass computer. I mean, what was the game that I test ran on it? I test ran a game and then deleted it. But if I could give you guys the benchmarks, whatever. Most of you guys don't really care about any of that, but it is a badass computer and it works great. I'm just having issues with, I think XSplit is the problem. Has to be the problem, because I ended up deleting anything and everything that has anything to do with it, reloading it. Now I'm on the beta test of XSplit, so we'll see how this works. It was crashing earlier, so hopefully it stays live until it seems like a good time to end the live stream. We'll see how this goes. We made it 17 minutes in, and I probably jinxed it. Now there's probably going to be a puff of smoke come out, and I'll get electrocuted or something, which, you know, it's entertaining. And anyhow, it's only 110 coming out of the wall here. I can't really get too badly injured. Just makes my teeth feel funny, you know. But what is going on in the live chat? What are you all talking about? Okay, I have no idea, but I'm going to fart in a fish tank at some point in time. Long Woo's here. He's on. Awesome. I'll see you on Sunday. All right, so we're going to try to switch scenes here, and no guarantees that XSplit doesn't crash. So hopefully we can go to the video, and we'll see what happens. Oh, that's the wrong scene. So we're going to try it again. Scene 4, apparently, is the one that has it on it. And it's currently working. All right. So as you guys can see, like, a lot of the chocolate milk is cleared up here. And I think I'm in the way of the part of the video. Hold on. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to move me up here to the upper corner. I'm in the upper corner instead of the lower corner, guys. Freak out. But you can see in the bottom right-hand corner side of the tank here, where the substrate's real clear. What I've been doing is moving around the return to kind of agitate that area and remove the chocolate doo-doo layer off of the top of the substrate. I guess is kind of the easy way to describe it. It's the mulm. It's fish mulm. It's fish shit, really, when you get down to it. We call it mulm because then it sounds like we're not cussing. So what I did is I moved that around, and then we've cleared out that side of the tank pretty well. I'll actually use a vacuum at some point in time here to get the rest of the top layer off. Anything on the bottom, it's not bad for the tank. As a matter of fact, it's actually kind of good for the plants and stuff, but I want to make sure that the top layer is cleared off, so every time I plant a plant, it's not like total chocolate milk chaos. So that's what's up. And as you guys can see, I'm using some of the driftwood display pieces that I used. I built for the 180 a while back, so it actually made it way easier to escape this side of the tank. The right-hand side of the tank is going to be an open field area. All the clutter and driftwood and all that stuff is going to be over in the from the center to the left-hand side. So that's where all that stuff is going to be ending up. As far as the scape goes, I have a bunch of black rocks that I put in the left-hand side of the tank. By them, it's so agitated, all you can kind of see is just like a sandstorm kind of thing. Maybe the spice worms from Dune were going to come out and hang out or whatever, and then everyone's eyes were going to turn all blue, and we're going to freak out and start shooting lasers into space or whatever. I do have to admit, I kind of like the mixing of the chocolate milk as it kind of blows around in the tank. Unfortunately, I can't ever see in the tank once that has happened. So I only like it just as it kind of blows up and agitates and makes this cool effect, and then I don't like it anymore. But I don't know, maybe someday I'll be able to figure out a way to be able to see into the tank while having that feature at the same time. I doubt it. I really doubt it. Nobody's even working on that technology. Why would they? But it's nice to have these driftwood pieces set up like this, because I can actually just dig them right into the substrate, put them right in there, and they're already moved around and stuff so that they make sense. And I can actually even kind of blindscape with these, because I can feel where my hand is on the base, just push the base down, and then kind of just move the twigs and driftwood pieces kind of just in the way that I want. I don't even really need to look at it, and it'll end up coming out looking pretty good. And then, so I've got 2 of these big pieces that are going in there, and then I have a couple little ones I'm going to add later on. But once I put the rocks in, I really couldn't see very well. Couldn't really see where anything was going. So I just ended up putting the rocks in by feel. It's kind of like blind aquascaping, but I'm fairly well enough along in the in having done so many tanks that really not that big of an issue. I'll probably just have to scoot them around a little bit tomorrow, and it won't be that big of a deal. What? Oh, I'm trying to keep up on the live chat over here. I don't know if I can do it. Robin Ford is here. Hi, Carson's Fishery friends. We see you next weekend. Next what? I'm confused. Robin, please clarify. I don't know what's happening right now. It's my new rap. I farted and stank in a fish tank from 1 to a 10 out of that rank. Jason Gray, what's up, man? How's it going? Wish I had a big ass tank like that. How do you plan on stocking it with? We will get to that in a later video. Kevin Hayes has showed up. What's up, my man? Bjorn, to keeping fish. How long is that tank? It's wicked. Yes, it is 8 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot. So it's 96 inches long. Or one standard 2x4 long. It's a great size tank. My favorite size is the 240 in this variety. I also have a 180 that is just to the left of my butt right there. That's going to be escaped fresh water. And then a 180 that's on the other side this corner over here. Oh, thumbs up. Hey, thanks. Thumbs up, guy. So I have a 180 and a 180 opposite the front of this. That's the one's going to be reef, one's going to be planted, and then we have a spot for a 120. We had a 120 that was going to be going in, and then the guy sold it to somebody else. So, whoops. Not a big deal, but there'll be a 120 in there. So there'll be a 120, a 180, a 240, and a 180 in here. And then we have a 110 if somebody wants to buy it. Let me know. If you're in the Tacoma, Seattle area, we have a 110 internal filter acrylic tank that I'll make you a good deal. You know what I'm saying. Yeah, I pretty much, I normally describe myself on exactly how many standard studs I am. You're right, Kevin. That's just the way to do it. Bjorn, to keep fish, I can't find a deep tank front to back, like 3 or 4 foot deep. Yeah, you have to look into a bigger tank like a 375. I used to have a 375. If you go through some of the old videos, I used to have a 375, which is actually 3 feet by 8 foot. It was a pretty dope tank, but had to get rid of it. It just wasn't working for what I was trying to do. Robin Ford, you were going to come next weekend and bring the fish stuffs and the baby. cool. I'll be here at some point in time on Sunday or Saturday during the day. We're getting new internets. These Comcast guys can... Okay, I don't really know any of them personally, but the company can just suck it. I don't like this. I don't like this 5 megs upload speed that is ridiculous. I have to throttle my upload to slower than my computer wants to put up, which is dumb. And this lovely 60 frames a second HD video doesn't even look that good because I have to dial it down for the live stream. But after Saturday morning, I will be back with the CenturyLink, which is 90 megs up. And then I won't have to do that anymore. And hopefully XSplit will be working and the internets will be working. And then we shall join forces in uploading nice videos. Hold on. We're going to scene 6. So we're going from 1 to 4 to 6. Okay, well, here we go. Moving along to some stuff. Oh, do I gotta move me again. All right, I'm gonna make me real small down here in the corner. Maybe I'll go up here in the corner. Nothing happens up here in the corner. Haha, now I'm up here in the left-hand corner. Just moving around, just moving around, getting smaller and bigger. But, so as you guys can see here, remember this used to be all white and pink, this material down here, this filter floss down here. Those of you that don't know what it is, this is what people refer to when they talk about filter floss, is this stuff here. This happens to be the pink kind. I actually prefer the white and blue kind. It seems to work out a fair bit better. It is a little more expensive, though. I ended up buying a bunch of this pink stuff because it was super, super, super cheap. I just got a really good deal on it. So I'm kind of just running through the back stock, and I'll be going back to the white and blue kind. I think Puro Clean makes it, I think. Is the one that I normally get. Now I'll be going back to that. And as you can see, it's pretty easy to change this out. They're kind of temporarily in there, so I'm leaving them above the water all kind of goofy like that because I know I'm just going to be taking them out right away, be flopping them around. And then I always give them a quick inspection to see if there's a little plant material or anything like that. There's actually some subwasser tang just showed up right there, so I threw that back in because I have really don't have a lot of plants right now, so I'm kind of just trying to salvage anything that's around. And here's a good shot of what happened to my middle finger today. Once it comes, focuses on it, my middle finger got caught between my lineman dikes and pinched. It pinched my finger, and I thought it was fine. Then it turns out I've developed a big old blood blister, which not a big deal. It looks funnier than it doesn't really hurt or anything. It's not that big of a deal. Long Woo's asking, from your old video, you have a lot of tanks set up. What happened to all of your old glass tanks? I get this question fairly often. I used to have a ton of nano tanks. I used to have a ton of 40-gallon tanks. I had a whole bunch of stuff in a big old fish room and a whole bunch of things. I've definitely economized the amount of tanks that I have. And the reason for that is I really got into doing big tanks instead of doing small tanks anymore, which I think is kind of the natural progression of most people. You start out doing some small tanks, and then you want to do big tanks. You start out doing small tanks, and then you outgrow them small tanks. And I really got I used to sell a lot of plants, and I honestly got really tired of selling the plants because I didn't have the availability to actually set anything up, and I didn't want to become a wholesale reseller. If you know what I'm saying. There's a lot of people out there that claim they grow their plants. They actually just order them in with a wholesaler's license, mark them up, and resell them. If I wanted to do that, I would open like a 7-Eleven or something. So that's not really where I wanted to go. So I kind of stopped doing that, and I just kind of started upgrading my tanks instead of doing that stuff. So I actually had space for all my plants and all my shrimp and all my stuff that I was doing. I just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger tanks. And then once I got those really big tanks, they kind of also took up the space for the small tanks. There really wasn't anywhere to put small tanks anymore. So I ended up, I just gave them away. I gave most of them away. I didn't sell them to anybody. I normally just found people that were looking for tanks and stuff, so I ended up just giving them away. I do have a bunch of auxiliary, like some 10 gallons. I have a couple 40-gallon breeders and one other tank somewhere. I can't think of another glass tank, but I'm gonna be using those. I'm gonna be using most of those for quarantine tanks and the like, so that I don't. I got a bunch. I got the 20 longs. That's what I got. I actually don't have any 10-gallon tanks. All I have is 20-gallon longs. They seem like 10s to me now, though, because they're so small. But yeah, those 20 longs and stuff and all that are mostly just going to be used for quarantine tanks, you know, especially with the reef and all that. I'm actually just going to be quarantining in those, and then so I can just observe the fish for a couple weeks, or the shrimp or whatever, make sure I'm not bringing in anything crazy to my tanks. I typically don't quarantine plants because I can easily just give them a peroxide dip and not worry about anything like that. So that's not going to be a big deal for quarantining plants. But right now I'm trying to nurse back some of my big old collection of bulbitis. I'm gonna have to order some and put the rhizomes in the sump of one of my freshwater tanks and see if I can't get them to resprout, because all the leaves are all dead, but the rhizomes seem like they'll hang in there and probably resprout. Joel Gillott, my man from New Zealand, thank you for the super chat. What's up, dude? It's probably like, what is it? I gotta guess again. What is it? It's 2 o'clock? 2:15 in New Zealand? I'm guessing that it's 2:15 in New Zealand. Thank you very much to my Kiwi brother with the same first name. I got to work on my raps and my rhymes. They're kind of off point today. 4:15. I always think it's 7 hours. I always think New Zealand is 7 hours. It's only 5. Now I can remember 5 hours. If I say it out loud too. 5 hours behind. Man, it's so cool. You're 5 hours behind in time, but you're actually tomorrow. So it's the 9th of June. Yeah, that's the weird. That's the weird part. TV Sucks is asking, reef tank 120. The reef tank will actually be a 180. What is the cost of a water change weekly? Hold on a second. Let me do some quick math on that. So if we go with the 180-gallon tank, right, and my sump, let's just keep the math basic here. My sump's 40, right? So we got 220 gallons, so I'm going to have to do a 22 to 25 gallon water change. So I have to make roadie for that, which isn't that big of a deal because I'll just probably hit a marker in my bucket. So that turn the water on at, that will take 6.2 hours to make the roadie, but that's also the time it would take to heat the water up. So we got that. And then a 200-gallon box of salt is about $50. So, oh crap, how do we got to do that? $5? Yeah. Yeah, because 50. Yeah, so the total cost weekly for just the water change portion, let's just call it $10. We'll just call it $10, a nice $10 round amount. I think that's about right. Right in there. Water changes aren't the costly part for running a reef. The costly part's the equipment. Testing even costs more, realistically. So you run through all those test kits every week. One of the salts out there I'm looking into running, I don't know if anybody has any good reviews or bad reviews, is the Fritz salt, which is a little more what do you think, expensive. So the box of salt I buy right now is about $50. And they ship that's shipped, and with tax and everything is right around $50. And then the Fritz salt is about $83, but some of the reviews I got from the local guys are saying that you actually are getting a lot better results with the Fritz salt, but I haven't heard too much from too many people out there, so not 100% on whether or not I'm going to switch to that. But then again, I haven't even got the reef started yet. But the main reason for that is it is sitting right in front of the stand. The stand is ready to go. The tank is ready to go. It's sitting right in front of the stand. I need somebody other than Victoria, or somebody to help Victoria on the other end of the tank, and to pick it up and put it on the stand. And hopefully this Saturday that is going to happen. Worst case scenario, I might just offer the CenturyLink guy, the internet guy. Oh no, not the CenturyLink guy, just the internet, the mysterious internet man. I might just offer him $10 to come out and just pick this thing up and put it on there, or I might get a laborer tomorrow to come help me. One or the other. Worst case scenario, there will be people here on Saturday, so maybe I'll get them to grab the other side, and I'll grab the other side. I can lift it by myself, but I'll probably compress a disc or something in my back. And no, I'm not going to injure myself. Life-changing injuries. Fingers are one thing, but screwing up my back, that's a lifelong badness. I mean, if I lost one of my fingers, I wouldn't enjoy it that much, but I could definitely get by. With my back screwed up, I don't know if I'll be able to get by exactly. Joel Gillett's saying 5 hours and 3 hours during the winter. Oh, okay, so it's 5 hours now, but then we do the daylight savings time thing, and then everything gets weird. But that makes sense. Kevin Hayes has never heard of the Fritz. If you use it, I'm curious to see results. Yeah, I'm curious too, because I've heard it from some really established guys locally that it was really worth it. So I'm kind of doing this one. I'm kind of leaning towards just going ahead and give it a shot. I believe not this weekend, but the following weekend of, I think, the 17th or 18th. Oh, I never clicked the thing over here. Hold on. I believe it's the 18th. I believe on the 18th next weekend there's a local meeting for the local reefers. Not the pot smoker reefers. I don't think the pot smoking reefer guys even can show up for a meeting, but local saltwater enthusiasts. I believe are meeting up. I'm going to see if I can make it to that. It's a bit of a drive. I think it was in Squim. So if anybody has ever been to Squim before in lovely Washington, it is you have to go up the peninsula and around the corner to get there. So it does take a little bit of time, but I'm at a pretty close spot here in Tacoma to hit the road that goes right up there. So I'm going to see if I can try and make it. If I can, that would be pretty cool. And maybe they'll let me bring in a camera. Who knows? Or maybe they'll be freaked out. And I'll have to just turn off the audio and record them anyhow. Because that's the legality part, is the audio. You can record anything in public video-wise, but audio, you got to get permission, kid. Right? Right. Rurutu M is asking, am I going to do an algae scrubber in the sump? Yes, for sure. I'm going to do freshwater and saltwater algae scrubbers. I'm a huge fan of that. I'm a huge fan of having a 24-hour light source on the sump, whether it's fresh or salt. They're really beneficial to help keep your water nice and clear, and any excess things that happen in your tank, all that extra growth in the sump and stuff can help out, knock anything goofy that gets out of whack, where you might be gone for a 24-hour period because you haven't really gone over to do anything to your tank in that 24 hours. It's really helpful to keep things stable also on top of it, and it's also easy to start diagnosing what's going on because the algae reacts pretty quickly to how it's growing or how it's not growing or whatnot. It's a really great way to do it. Also, it's a great way to keep extra plants in the sump. Those of you out there that do the reefing, it's great for it's definitely great for the micro and macro algae in the sump, which is great because you can grow those in the sump, and then more often than not sell those to people. If you have like Cheeto and that kind of stuff, people are always looking for it. You can always, in your local groups and stuff like that, always sell clumps of it off for sure. They always just fly right out the window. KG Cichlids brings up a good point. Hit that like button if you're not subscribed. Hey man, that's just like your thing, right? You don't have to subscribe. It does. I don't know what it does for me when you guys subscribe or not. To be honest with you, I don't really know what it is, other than you just can go around and tell people I have this many subscribers. Y'all come and watch the video, man. That's all I really care about. Y'all show up and come watch the videos and stuff. Dwayne Kitchell, been not getting by with my back for 30 years. You bend your knees when you lift and sit up straight like your teacher says. Oh yeah, okay, I see what you mean. But either way, you got to take care of your back. It's important. It's important to do. Joel Gillett, he says, do what I do and trick your friends into coming over with promise of inebriation. That would be very difficult for me because I'm a sober guy. As a sober guy, I don't invite people over to come get drunk at my house. I just don't do that. It ain't my thing. I have officially been sober over 3 years now. Let's see here. We got to do some quick maths and figure it out. 1,122 days sober today is how long I've been sober, and I plan on racking up that number until I'm dead. So I try to have people come over for food. But in America, most people just have like so much food that that doesn't seem to entice them. I don't know why. If I'm like, hey, come over for some delicious potato salad, they just don't come for whatever reason. What is this thing doing over here? All right, I'm trying to get the emails. Where's the emails? But yeah, I've definitely been sober for a long time, so I like to invite people over for barbecues and stuff, but then they go like, well, I want to drink beer, and you don't let me drink at your house. I'm like, well,